Alrighty guys, over here in Tank Garage A, and try 2 of this. In editing I realized I missed some stuff, and you know how that goes. But first skip tractor over here is a 49L, and it is a 47690. And this was another tractor I bought in 2012, but not with the Great Gravely haul. Just another buy come up. There's 4 tractors, and this was one of the 4 basically. Runs good, no real issues with it. Has the original wood shifter handles, but otherwise it's been semi-updated. This is the deck off of the 64L8. It was painted for on the Navy L, and then when I got that left-hand style deck and painted it red, I put this deck on here for something to mow with. So from there, we'll segue over to the 1951, which is the red one right there, red or orange. Depends on how it looks in the camera. It is serial number 60746. And this was a tractor come out of Glenn's. From what I remember, it had some water in it. Changed the oil and everything when I got it running, and seemed like it's a decent running machine. From there, I think we need to go to the 54L, which is serial number 92721. And this tractor come out of Templeton. Yeah, Templeton, Ford City area, we'll say. And this tractor was actually back in the woods in a barn, probably about a mile. I drove the 8163B back in there and drug it out with flat tires and everything. Luckily it rolled, or that would have really been a nightmare going up that hill. But this tractor, you guys saw me get it running in a video. Promptly towards the end of that video, it was hard to start again, so either the points are messed up or the valves are messed up, one of the two. But tractor just kind of sits here, fills the ear void, and the galvanized hood is kind of cool. So from there, I believe we go to the 57SR, which is serial number SR920. And basically an SR tractor was built, SR stands for Southern Region, which was built at the Albany, Georgia plant. Starting in 57 was the first year for them. So just kind of neat to have. I did a top end rebuild on this last winter, and another good running tractor, just doesn't get used a whole lot. Okay, from there I think we're into the 60s now. So first up here would be this 1962 LI Postal Unit, and it is serial number M90813. This came out of the Great Gravely haul of 2012. Pretty much I kind of assembled it out of the pile of parts, and I actually found the fan shroud separately from somewhere else, so I don't know. The fan shroud is definitely not original to the tractor, and I have no idea where the fan shroud went for it. But I had the hood and the yellow trans, so you know, put it together, made it work. I think you guys all know how I do that. From there we go to the 63Li, and this 63Li is kind of neat because the 63L8 in the barn with the buzzsaw is M95573, and this is M95593. So the tractors are only 20 units apart. So they were definitely on the assembly line at the same time, and they probably got shipped same day. I don't know if the same hour or not, but this tractor was one of the 3 tractors given to me for working on a tractor for a guy, and pretty much I had to put another cylinder on it. It was cracked. Actually, both those 63s in that same batch I had to do the same thing to, but this one was seized and probably split from water freezing in the cylinder is what I figured. But this is an awesome running tractor, and unfortunately it mainly just sits in this building just because I don't have enough time to run it. And this next tractor here is going to be a little hard to see just because you guys just have to take my word for it. It's painted safety red. Heck with it. I'll Billy get back in here and dig it out. Alright, And I think, as you guys can see by the cobwebs, yeah, cobwebs over top of this tractor. I haven't had this tractor running in a long time. This tractor here is 64L2M13898. This was a decent running tractor. Actually, when I first got this tractor, I called it Rust Bucket. This tractor is so rusty and has so many things messed up about it that pretty much what it is. And in the early days, it pretty much just was kind of my L. I kind of beat on and didn't really care. Took it in some rough places, rolled it on its side. And there's some videos of me using it with the dump cart and whatnot, but basically unstuck the motor. Cylinder is deeply rust pitted and it's 30 over, so it would need another cylinder to rid it of its smoking habits. It was so rusty, actually the choke shaft rusted in half, and I welded it back together from what I remember. Maybe I stole one out of another car, I don't remember exactly at this point, but sits here, probably won't get rid of it. This tractor, I did have it kind of early on, but it never went on a brush hogging job, so that kind of dates it a little bit. Alright, from there we go to the 65 Li. And it is, let's see here, it is 2M26962. I actually bought this tractor from the 2012 Williamsport mow-in. And from what I remember, the cams were out of time. I retimed them, got it put together. Basically, I used it for a little while. It didn't have much oil pressure. So I remember, I'm pretty sure I swapped the block on this back in the early days. And this has a 30-inch deck on it that has the mulching set up. And that actually works pretty good. Just don't, again, just don't use it a whole lot. It tends to sit over here in the building. I haven't even had it out this year yet. And it's, I'm getting ready to put blowers on today. While I got a battery charging, I'm over here. From there, we go to the 66 L8. And that is serial number 2M40461. This actually came from a friend, acquaintance, and one of the old Gravely Tractor Club presidents, Ron. And for a while, this tractor, when I bought it, was intended for a friend of mine. We ended up switching a block because it was cracked and putting it on. And pretty much he got married, didn't have the money for it, and you know, I ended up back with the tractor. I think a lot of you guys know how that goes. Them women. So from there, I think we go from 66. The next machine in here is the rusty 69 right in the center. This tractor was also bought from the same guy. The same intent, go to another friend, and he ended up just not having the money for it. And it is a 69 C8. It is J35897. And it's a good running tractor. I remember I did a valve job and bored the cylinder and some carb work and all kinds of stuff for this thing when I initially got it. And this one has the straight pipe exhaust on it. But decent running tractor. Oh, this one had the Swifty diff that exploded too. Yep, remember doing that. Alright, so I think that's about it with that tractor. From there we go to my 70C back there, which that tractor was in one of my first, it was definitely in the top 10 machines I got. So 1970C, it is J54651, and I got this tractor from the guy up the road, same place the 64L came from. And I actually called it Smoky at first because it smoked like a train. It would kind of clear up when it got warm, but it smoked. And it's actually a fairly nice original tractor. I ended up doing the top end rebuild on it, cleaning the points, a new oil line. And basically I've mowed with it ever since. And it has the 30-inch deck off of my my 70 C8 on it. From there, I guess we'll hopscotch over to the Wisconsin powered L, or the Wisconsin repowered L. The Wisconsin repowers were kind of popular back in the day when your old L motor got tired, and I have some literature of that. But that tractor there I haven't noted as a late 50s or early 60s machine. Since since the serial number tag is gone on it, it's kind of hard to date it, but it is good enough that I have a note of it in my system. Okay, from there we'll jump to the 1975 CI. This serial number J-120388. And I bought this tractor down close to where my uncle had lived, and I think it was a lady we delivered a new zero turn to or something like that, I don't remember, but regardless, pretty good running tractor. It is the only L/C series I have that has the forward is forward and reverse is reverse style. And this tractor here, the crankcase, or not the crankcase, the crank halves are out of balance in it, so I really need to pull it apart and fix that. It's been on my list for years, and is a bit of a fuel problem too, but not super high on the list. From there, we have the repowered 424. From factory, 424 would have had an 8 horsepower. This has a 12 horsepower Kohler recoil start, and it is, looks like it is a 200-755 is the serial number on that. And pretty much, hold on, my notes are getting crossed here. Yeah, pretty much cleaned the carb on this, cleaned the points, just got it running, built a long shank brush hog for it. It is a animal. I mean, it'll eat pretty much whatever you can throw under it. The only problem with it is it's so tail heavy that kind of makes it a pain to run. Anybody who's running a 12 horsepower and up Gravely's, unless you're running a 40-inch commercial deck, they're kind of heavy. Or a snowblower, that's when they're nice. So from there, go into the next garage, guys. And I guess since we're going to make this about all of Steve's tractors, we have the 1969 126 Cub Cadet. Another tractor I've gotten recently. Drug it home. I bought it cheaply. It runs, it drives, it doesn't do either very well, but does work. This tractor here has potential to come back in the shop this winter and get some stuff fixed. Then we have in front of that the 1974 129 Cub Cadet, and that was actually my grandma's tractor. I've had that a long time. I really don't remember. That was one of my it was actually my first riding tractor, I think, that and the Case 220 over there. But I plowed snow with this thing. It never had enough power to run a deck since I've owned it. That was its problem and why I got parked, and she ended up with I think it was a 1200 Cub Cadet, or a Quiet Line series. And that tractor got sold off, to my knowledge, when something happened to my grandma, I think. I don't know, don't have that one. But segueing from there in the back, 1974 Case 220, be a 10 horsepower Kohler, and would have had a starter generator on it originally. I've converted it, but what are you gonna do? So from there, we'll segue back into Gravely's. Getting messages now. Yep, still need the sheet for a moment. We have the 1970 Commercial 8, which you guys just recently saw me get that thing running again. And it is serial number J59118. Bought this tractor, like I said, 2017 Brownsville mowing, got it running, used it. Nice tractor. I really enjoy using it. And I guess I skipped over something, which is actually a little bit older back there. Is the 1966 Commercial 10. Not a C10A, a Commercial 10. And it is J5667. First year of Commercial Series. Used the L high-low planetary. And has a starter generator. 526. I have it penciled in as a 77, but I actually don't have the serial number on this tractor. But I bought Wally non-running. May have had a stuck valve in it at the time. I don't remember. I don't really have that noted. Yep, unstuck valve, clean carb, wire wheeled. Oh, rewired. My bad. And add the lights. And obviously the duals and the deck. This tractor here also runs good. It has a bunch of leaks. I know the gas tank leaks on it. It has a couple little oil leaks. But to be honest with you guys, I use it. If I put 40 minutes to an hour on it a year, that's a lot. And from there, we'll go back. Well, I guess I actually need that other sheet back again to the 71 450. Or do I not have the 450 on here? 430, 432. Huh. The 450 is not on. Oh, there it is. Oh, I found it. 71 450. A spider on my spreadsheet, guys. Ridiculous. Oh, he's still hanging out there. Look at him. Poisonous? I hope not. Alright, as long as you hang out there, buddy, don't come towards me, we're good. 1971 450. Serial number is a 7668A. I've had this tractor for quite a while, too. 2014 or so, maybe? But, this tractor here, I've actually gone through pretty much, I don't want to say rebuilt the motor, because a lot of guys kind of call me out on that stuff, but basically I built the best motor for it I could out of the parts I had, because it had a squeak, and had I realized it was just the intake squeaking at the time, I could kick myself now. Behind that, and everything else I will cover from the other side here, is the 1971 Onan NB powered 430. And I had a guy give that to me just because he wasn't going to do anything with it, I'm assuming, or he just wanted rid of it, which is also possible. So it has one of the few working coils this side of the Mississippi. I think I only know of maybe 6 or 8 guys that have a working spark box for those. But that one there, the valve sticks on it after 10 or 15 minutes when it gets hot, and then once it's hot, it slowly gets worse. But yeah, that's another one. It really should be tore apart, and probably if I pulled apart, cleaned the valves and stuff, it'd be good. So here we have the 1987 12G. I just picked this up recently, so I haven't had it too long. But it is serial number 593458 in 1987. Needs a carb rebuilt. It's leaking through. I did get the clutch bearing in the mail yesterday for it, so I can fix that, but it still needs a left-hand spindle, shaft, and pulley. But otherwise, another good running, decent machine. So at this point, we're over in the Tank Garage 3 here. And what we have right here is my 1982 8163-B. Serial number is a 534506. This tractor here is actually a decent running tractor. I've had the rear tiller on it most of the time I've had it, but I've also plowed snow with this tractor. I've had a mid-mount deck on it, and it's been a good tractor. I've been debating about selling this tractor for a while just because I have another 8163B and rear tiller set up, but I've kind of talked myself out of it thus far. From there, we'll segue back to the 84 8199 KT. I've got this tractor within the last 3 years as well, maybe 4 years, and another good running tractor. I use this mowing quite a bit, maybe not as much as I initially did when I first got it, because I've been trying to use a lot of my tractors, different tractors, not have them sit. And back here we have transmission land and some frames. I don't think I have the numbers written down off of those. Oh, actually I do, because that's a NNB 430. Looks like it'd be another 71. And it's a 91 330A. Did I give you guys a serial number on the 8199 KT? Well, if I didn't, it's a 552571. Yeah, yep. Alright, that's it for this one. On to the next one. Okay, on the back side of Tank Garage B here, we have the 1983 8163-B. And the serial number on this tractor is MIA, and it has been since I've owned it. And who knows, but because it's one of the sticker tags. But I've dated it off the motor, and it seems to fit the 1983 bit, because in 82 they had the other style clutches, and this has the new style clutches. So regardless, 1983. And over here we have the 1967 430, excuse me, which is serial number. I have a whole bunch of 67s. This would be J12399, best of my knowledge. Or could this be... I can't remember. I know I swapped... No, this has the original trans out of that other one. So yeah. This is serial number J12399. And this tractor, originally when it came to me, it had the wrong frame on it. It had a newer style frame. Somebody converted it. And I ended up coming across a old style frame and transmission, and I had already fixed the transmission in this one, so I just swapped the transmission and motors between frames, and this is a nice running tractor here. Actually, I was just mowing leaves with this the other week, and still runs really good, guys. Still enjoy running it. So I'm gonna let the camera battery charge, and then we're gonna go out back for a while.